What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you get notified straight away as soon as any new content drops on the channel. So let's get into it. This week, must have been about a day or two ago, Canelo Alvarez, obviously, he was doing his press conference for his fight with Dimitri Bivol. That would have been yesterday. That's going to be his next fight, his next venture, going up to 175 pounds to fight Bivol for the title, I believe, WBA title. That is a problem though, because at present, because Bivol is Russian origin, the sanctioning bodies are now sort of swearing off of that. They're saying we're not going to sanction any bouts between Russian nationals and others. You know, we're not gonna allow you to compete or fight for our belts. That's the stance they're taking due to the war and the invasion of Ukraine. So that's going to be a problem. But nonetheless, they had a press conference yesterday, and in a related sort of interview, Canelo was asked, as always, about these guys like Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, and guys like that. And he said a very profound statement. He said that everybody wants to fight me. Everybody wants a payday. I know that, that his English is getting good. So he was saying, look, everyone keeps wanting to fight me. They all want to have me. They all want to get their big payday. They all want to get their pension fund and all that sort of stuff. But he said they need to fight each other. He goes, I've got loads of options. Whichever option I choose, the money's going to be there. So alluding to the fact that with Canelo, he could fight me, the money would be there. He could fight anybody in the world, and he's that much of a cash cow and that much of an attraction. Now, really, at this point, money wise, it don't matter who he fights, because he's the draw. He's the man that's bringing the money to the table. He's the man, whom the zone have now invested another, I don't know, over 100 million in. So he's the main man as far as the money goes. And that was very profound. That was very solid what he said there, because that's one of the things that has bothered me about boxing the past few years, specifically since Canelo's become a big star. A lot of these guys, the Charlos of this world, the Benavidez, a lot of these guys have been talking about fighting him. And while I understand that, if I was in their position, I would want to fight Canelo too, 100%. But what I don't like is the way that these guys, as Canelo said, they won't fight each other. So all they're doing is they're content to fight mediocre opposition. They're content to fight guys that are not really up there, guys that are not in the elite level in boxing, guys that are not upper echelon middleweights and super middleweights. And you had Caleb Plant there, you had Benavidez there. Fair enough, that was a drugs thing on Benavidez's part, why that didn't take place. But you think to yourself, if you're a boxer, if you're a fighting man, and you're all about being elite and being the best, and with boxing, that should be what it's about. Should be about being the best. It should be about wanting to compete with the very best guys in your respective division. But with a lot of these guys, it just seems to be more of a business. It seems to be more about business and how can I extend my undefeated record as long as possible, and then hang on till I've got a big fight with Canelo and then cash out. That seems to be what it's all about. But to me as a fan, that's a bit disturbing, because the thing is, even if you are all about the money, if we got, like, let's say Charlo and Benavidez together, that would have been, that's a fairly decent fight. That fight would generate money, etc., etc. And also, that sort of fight, if these guys who really want that Canelo, I mean, I suppose you could, in a sense, a guy like Andrade, you could kind of exclude him from that bunch in a way, because he's been a bit unlucky. He's been unlucky with not being able to get Charlo, not being able to. He was unlucky not to get Billy Joe Saunders in the ring and stuff like that. So you can say, well, he's at least tried and been told, you're a horrible fighter, horrible fighter. But nonetheless, Canelo, he definitely makes a valid point here because these guys, as he's noticed and as many boxing fans have noticed, a lot of guys in these 160, 168, bar Golovkin, who's tried and stuff, but a lot of these guys, they're just looking to hang on and wait around and not fight the other best contenders that are out there, not fight the best competition that's out there, and just wait for that Canelo payday. And after that, I don't know, maybe you cash out or whatever. But I'm definitely with Canelo on this one, and I must say that as a fan, I want to see these Charlos, Benavidez, I want to see them mix with each other, because I think if they do as what Canelo was saying, they mix with each other, they all fight each other, and then you establish a best. As Canelo said in another interview, I think he said, let them fight each other, and whoever wins out of them, then I'll fight that winner. And I'm with Canelo there because that makes a lot more sense. Because then you can say to Canelo, well, look, I've cleared the division out. You're the last missing piece. I've beaten my contemporaries. I've beaten guys that were my rivals or whatever. They were considered on the same level with me. Beaten them all, and you're the one that's left. Then the fight makes more sense. And then it looks more like, well, then they deserve the fight if they do that. But at present, all these guys that are just hanging around and just waiting for that payday, I'm with Canelo. Canelo said, look, I'm busy this year. They need to fight each other. And I think these guys should just take heed to that. Get it on with each other. Beat everyone else there is to beat apart from Canelo, then come to Canelo, because at least when you come to Canelo on those terms, you've proved yourself. You've beaten everybody, you've done what Canelo's done. Many people been critical of Canelo's competition, Saunders, Smith and those guys, but a lot of it is just because they're British guys and whatever, and they're guys that we theoretically know Canelo can be. But look, at the end of the day, these guys were world champions at the time. These guys were world champions. So they were the top guys in their respective division at super middleweight. So you can't really sniff at them and say, you shouldn't have fought them, because at the end of the day, those were the main men. Those were the champions. So you can't, although in this day and age, sometimes there's funny ways of getting to a championship. But at the end of the day, look, if someone's a champion, if they're a world champion, legit, then you can't really look down on them, and you can't blame somebody who's looking to become undisputed in respective division for fighting them, because they're champions. In order to become undisputed, you got to fight and beat champions. Whoever's the world champion, whoever holds the alphabet belts, that's who you got to beat, and that's what Canelo's done. So yeah, let's hope that we do see these guys, Charlo, Benavidez, and the rest of them. Let's see these guys mix it up between one another and establish who's the best of the rest. I'm with that. So let me know what your thoughts on this are. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.